Okay, moving on. Question number 3 comes in from Adam. So Adam says, well, welcome, Adam. Great. Thank you for your question here. Adam says, I see you've written 4 books this year and you seem to be pumping out a ton of online content for WiggyWam, which is amazing to see. Do you have any tips on how to become more productive and how I can increase the amount of relevant content I'm putting out there for my target audience? I never seem to have time to do it. And there's a bunch of half-finished blogs taking up space on my hard drive because I'm worried they'll just be unread or worse, criticized by online trolls. What should I do to reach a higher level of productivity and break the negative thought patterns around my content? All right, Adam, well, thank you for that question. And again, thank you for being part of our amazing WiggyWam community. And by submitting your question here, hopefully I can get a chance to give you some pointers on it. It's a really interesting question, Adam, because I have, in probably the last 12 months or so, discovered Twitter, which I know has been around for a long, long, long time. But I've actually been amazed at how much value there is on Twitter in terms of following different people and how much sort of value they share with their particular audience. And there's a certain section of Twitter which is called Money Twitter, by those in the know, apparently. And excuse me, the money Twitter side of things has been really quite interesting to get into because you see various different people sharing various different things within their business. A lot of their businesses are tied to marketing or copywriting or sharing content and all the rest of it. And some people on there are fake, as you like, and other people are absolutely genuine and they share a huge amount of value, and you have to find your way between the two. But this question of morning routines or productivity comes up an awful lot. And I've read a whole bunch of stuff on there about how people set themselves up for the day. And some people get up early and they meditate and they journal and they go for a cold shower or they have a run or whatever else it might be. And what I'll say to you, Adam, is you have to find something that works for you. I'm a bit of a fan of Alex Hormozi, and Alex Hormozi just says his biggest hack for productivity is getting up early in the morning and just getting on with it. And I've got to say, actually, that has been certainly true for me certainly in the last 12 months, is having a divine purpose or having a mission, if you like, that you're going for really helps to focus the mind and puts you in a frame of mind where you will devote your time, effort, energy, and attention towards delivering that result. And if you're not quite sure what I mean by this, I'm going to suggest, Adam, that you watch a series. If you go on YouTube and type in "undercover billionaire" and then just click on Grant Cardone, and I think it's like maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours worth of content on there. And what Grant Cardone did, he did a 90-day journey on building a business from scratch as an undercover billionaire, if you like. And it was all about, can I create $1 million business within 90 days? And the point of me mentioning this is not whether or not you want to create $1 million business in 90 days. It's looking at how someone who's high performance sees certain challenges. And bearing in mind, these guys are starting out with nothing on this challenge. So they're starting out with a truck and a mobile phone and $100 in their pocket. That's all they're starting with. And they have to start a business from scratch, get it up and running, and make it a legitimate business inside of 90 days. Now, when you don't have anything, which is the point of what the producers were trying to do with this particular show, when you don't have shelter, when you don't have food, when you only have $100 in your pocket, life changes and you become very focused on, okay, well, what's the first thing I need to do? Well, first thing I need to do is shelter. Okay, the second thing I need to do is, I need something to eat and drink. What's the third thing I need to do? Well, once I've got my shelter and my food and drink in place, then I can get on with the whole idea of making connections and building my business. And then that prioritizes things in a nice order. So for me, when it came to pumping out this content for books and online content, etc., I've adopted the mindset that done is better than perfect. Okay. And you kind of have to let the world decide what's worth viewing and what's not. And the only way to do that is to just get a whole bunch of stuff out there. So we've been very fortunate, Adam, in that and we've seen this with other people that have contributed to WiggyWam as a platform, is that you can put stuff on YouTube, and we're finding this ourselves. We'll put a video on YouTube, and it might only show that we get 5, 6, 7 views or whatever else it might be. But then we put it on WiggyWam as a platform, and we send it out to our list or what have you. And some of those videos are, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 900 views. There's just an order of magnitude of difference in the response that people are getting. And we've seen this with other contributors. A gentleman recently was posting stuff to his own website, wasn't quite getting the engagement that he wanted. And all of a sudden they started sharing it on WiggyWam, and the views are skyrocketing. The feedback is great. And I think the point I'm making here, Adam, is that, to get over this fear of online trolls, you kind of have to put the stuff out there and see what happens. Generally speaking, it's not as bad as most people think, unless you're going to be extremely controversial, which is what some people do to try and garner online opinion, right? They try and be really controversial. They try and put stuff out there, and then, it's to get people talking, and that's what invites the negative feedback. But I think if you're just putting stuff out there to be helpful, to be educational, to support people, generally speaking, the level of criticism you're going to get is a lot less, okay? In terms of making time for it, for me, all I can suggest is you got to get up and you got to get on with it. And I found when it comes to writing, particularly in terms of writing books, for me, getting up at 4 a.m, which might sound extreme, but actually 4 a.m, wake up, get on with it, work hard for 3-4 hours before the phone starts ringing, before the emails start coming in. These things are great, but they're also the greatest distraction on the face of planet Earth. Okay, so you have to just put that on flight mode, keep it away from you, and just focus on the task that you're doing. I'm not one of these people who, as I say, who meditates and all the rest of it. I like to go for a walk with the dog if I can during the course of the day. That's a bit of clear head thinking time and allows me to process some of the things that I've been working on. But on the whole, the biggest productivity hack has to be, Adam, just get up and get on with it and start putting stuff out there and let the market decide. And generally, if you've made it a priority, it will happen. So for us, for example, the main priority in terms of actual content for the week is these weekly webinars. And by producing 1 hour of content through this weekly webinar, we then can create another 4 or 5, 6 bits of content out of this one particular video, and that increases presence. And then some of those videos will then become separate blog posts, and the technology is just getting better and better and better that you can harness to put more and more content out there in a way that your audience wants to consume. So it's not about repeating the same thing. It's actually about making things valuable for your audience. So some people will want to read a particular blog, others will want to watch a video, some will want to listen to a podcast. It's about putting it out there in a way that your audience wants to consume it. Okay, so I hope that helps, Adam. Anything else we can do to help you, by all means, let us know. But yeah, hopefully that will answer your question. And I would just, read through those blogs, tidy them up one at a time, and hit publish. And if you want to share them on WiggyWam, we'd love to have you on there. You can do that really quickly and easily. Just send me a message at happytohelp@wiggywam.co.uk, and we'll just get that content on there, and then you just see what happens. It'll be really interesting to see for you whether or not you do get that engagement and some much needed feedback, which will help solidify your thoughts with your writing. All right, Adam, thanks for that. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time and attention today. Really appreciate you being with us. As always, week in, week out. We've done 17 weeks of this now, and I'm really excited as we go into the new year, because we've got, still a ton of work to do, but some pretty amazing announcements coming in early January. So keep an eye open for those. For those of you that have other questions or concerns or comments or feedback, feel free to feed them back to us on happytohelp@wiggywam.co.uk. That's our email address, which is happytohelp@wiggywam.co.uk. You can also go to our website to find more knowledge, resource, and experience, which is wiggywam.co.uk. That's wiggywam.co.uk. Or you can find us on Twitter, which is hashtag is at WiggyWam_UK. So that's at WiggyWam_UK. And you can send us questions or, follow us for different knowledge and information that we share on social media through there as well. Please do consider subscribing to these videos, hitting that like button, and also sharing it with your friends and family on social media, because it does help us to increase our reach and solve problems for people that they're dealing with that could be really, really useful, or save them a fortune in abortive fees or getting a deal wrong, which costs them a lot of money in the long term. So thank you for all your support as always. I'm wishing you a very, very, very happy new year, and wishing you all the best for 2023. I'm excited to see what the year will bring. I know we've got a lot to be doing and getting on with, and sharing with our amazing audience. So if there's anything else that we can do to help and support you as we enter this new year, please feel free to get in touch with us, and it would be our delight and a great privilege to help and support you in your journey. All right, so thanks for tuning in, guys and girls, and I will see you again on next week's episode in the new year. You take care. Thanks ever so much. Bye-bye.